Hi folks, just a quick video. Yeah, just going from the last couple of videos really. I was just sitting here thinking, yeah, I can't understand things from other people's points of view. Especially in the churches I've been in recently, because I don't have their point of view. Which is why I've said in the past, I'd love to get to know someone who is churchy, because I've never been able to get to know anyone who's churchy. I've never been able to stay in church long enough to stand being near these people long enough to actually get to know them. But getting to know them would be incredibly useful in understanding how they tick. Yeah, and then maybe understand how they can get to where I am from where they are, because at the moment I've got no idea where they are. Not from their point of view. Yeah, I don't get why. Yeah, I don't get why. Certainly, if I talk about the River Church, if I talk about the people I've spoken about in the River Church, I don't get how they can think that they are of God when I've seen what comes out their mouth or heard. I've seen the way they act and where they behave, and when they're challenged, what they do. Yeah, I think it's quite likely that I was banned from the River Church because what's his name? I forgot his name now. The person who did the preaching that I had a go at. On that day that I had the worship conference, I spoke to him about the last two songs. And he didn't like it at all. I think he complained to the pastor. I think he did. And I think the pastor basically banned me because, I upset him about what I said about those songs. I think that's quite likely what happened. I would not be surprised at all, because, the pastor's a very weak man. He's not a very strong man. He would want to come across as a very strong man. He's not. He's a very weak man. Because like most pastors, they're led by their desire to want to please people and want to be seen as encouraging and protecting and helpful and not offensive, and not allowing anything offensive to touch their people. That's weakness. That's not strength. And so, therefore, if Alexander complained to the pastor about this, then I think, yes, the pastor would have banned me for that, yeah. So, that wouldn't surprise me in any way, shape or form. Well, I think it was actually, it was a night of that, actually. Pretty sure it was. I was supposed to be presenting the Measure of a Man thing on that night. And I did not. I decided, no, I wasn't going to be part of that anymore. Well, because, the whole point about accountability, I didn't see anyone in that church who had any desire to be accountable. None of them. Not one person in that church did I see that wanted to be accountable at all. And so, to me, the point of measure of a man is about being accountable to each other. So, I said, no, I can't be there. Because, I can't tell the truth, because they won't like it. They'll be offended by it. And what's the point? They won't listen to it at all. So it's like, no. Yeah. So I took my book. It was at Dave Ellaby's house on that night. And it was after that night that I was banned. So what had happened, it would have been interesting to have actually decided to do that. To present that one and see what happens. That would have been an interesting different path to take and see what happened by doing that. But didn't do that. No. Yeah, so that's what I say with regards to when I said about leadership being saved. I don't think any of them are. But as I say, I'm not trying to say this from their point of view, because I think from their point of view, I think they probably think they're saved. I think they do really think that. Because obviously, if they didn't think that, then what are they doing? So I can't understand that even less. If you don't think you're saved, then what are you doing playing around in church? If you don't think you're saved, what's the point of it? Because if you've read Scripture, you know according to Scripture that simply going to church doesn't mean a thing, and it won't mean a thing. Yeah. Yeah, so I think they all believe they're saved. I think that probably is the case. Yeah. Yeah. But as I said before, look, I really do wish them well. I really do. It sounds as if I don't. No, I'm just saying that from what I observed of that church, that is the impression that I got. What I observed of the people, that is the impression that I got. Well, put it this way, I mean, I would never... If someone asked me, do I think that they should come under that pastor? I would say no chance at all. No chance. Because if I can't trust him, that what you say to him, he won't use you... he won't use that against you, then no chance at all. I couldn't say that. No. He's the same as Manuel, really. Yeah, I couldn't have said to someone, go under Manuel. No. We couldn't have done that either. So Jeff is basically the same as Manuel in that way. Yeah, he's not a pastor. No way, shape or form. But again, look, the reality is I have to accept maybe he was just having a really, really bad month or so. Maybe that's possible. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I just met him when he was having the worst month of his life. Maybe. And where he cocked up really, really badly, repeatedly over that period of time. And they're the worst mistakes he's ever made in his life. Maybe that's a possibility, but do I think that's likely? No. No, I think it's likely that that's who he is. And so, when I'm speaking of the cast of that church, I have to be honest about the impressions that I have of that. Again, it's not to try and hurt those people, because I do wish them well. I do hope that I'm wrong. Well, I said in the last one that some of the chaff can be saved. I think the reality is that that is true, but I think that most of the chaff won't be. No, that's why they're chaff. They're not chaff because they decided that they want to be saved and end up being chaff. No. They're chaff because of who they are. And can they change who they are? Some can, but most can't. That's truth. Some can, but most can't. This whole idea that leopard can change their spots. Well, we know that's not possible, but people use that against people all the time because most people can't change, but some can. So therefore, the ones that can change, they could be saved. But the ones that can't change, they're knackered. Truly knackered. They're not of him. They're not of that vine. They're not branches that have borne any fruit or ever will bear any fruit. That's the reality. But we are told about that in Scripture, aren't we? I mean, a lot of people react as if what I'm saying is not biblical. It is biblical. Because we're told about this in Scripture. And yet, people don't really believe it. And again, all this stuff about, the branches that get cut off, that's the stuff that people in church, generally speaking, won't preach. Because that can be offensive. And I will talk about that because I don't care if that's offensive. I really don't. I'm not talking about to offend people, but I don't really care if you are offended by me talking about it. It's a different thing. Yeah. I mean, you need to hear the hard truths, really. Because maybe one of those truths are going to wake you up. And so, am I going to try and protect you from being woken up? No. No. But I'm also not going to try and do it according to my own strength. So, yeah. So there you go, I'm going to leave it to it. You take care, God bless. I'll speak to you soon. And, yeah. Enjoy. Have a fantastic rest of the week. Be a blessing and be blessed. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.